And welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway here today. A 134 lap race, I believe, here. I'm joined here by Mike. Mike, what do you expect to see here tonight?
These trucks were just here, a couple weeks ago, and you know, they brought a whole new, different attitude, to Las Vegas, and there was some really great side by side racing. There was some really good, tight racing. Getting down on the pit road was exciting, and so I'm anticipating these guys to have a phenomenal run here tonight. And I don't ask me because I have not a clue who can win it tonight because realistically, any of these drivers have a chance.
So I'll go over the qualifying order here. Connor Leach, Johnny Rapp, Brandon Biddy, John Lynch, Brandon Sanfilippo, 6th, Zach Lockett, 7th, Steve Sizemore, 8th, Kirby Wayne Scott, 9th, Kyle Hess, 10th, Andrew Teft, 11th, Stephen Luttrell, 12th, Ryan Wart, 13th, Chris Stouffer, 14th, Blaze Viking, 15th, Barry Nelson, 16th, Sam Lubers, 17th, Jonathan Stidham, 18th, Richie Joplin, 19th, Lee Campbell, 20th, Joshua Norton. Let me go down to the bottom a little bit more. 21st, Truth Hope, 22nd, Blaine Klein, 23rd, Robert Gold Garcia, 24th, Mike Fudge, 25th, Jack Kelly, 26th, Sean Dunaway, 27th, Russ Kilgore, 28th, Steve Castle, 29th, Aaron Roth, 30th, James Foster, 31st, Leo Batalon, 32nd, Sean Burke, 33rd, Kenny Campos. Waiting for, I believe, like 2 more guys to grid. And I tell you what, I hadn't raced in 3 months, and I felt like the biggest idiot trying to drive in general. I don't know why, because I tried driving the cup cars, and it just felt so weird. But they've done a lot, and they added RAM to the game. Also, kind of going backtracking a little bit. Somehow, I'm better at dirt rally than iRacing now. I don't know how that makes any sense. I hadn't done either, but trucks are going to roll off here. Mike, what do you expect to see from the drivers here, tire wise?
Tire wise, they have to save tires. You want to run around that outside as best as you can because, trying to hook it to work down on that inside is going to eat away at those right side tires. So you've got to really be mindful of that. This is a very fast sweeping track, and that the tighter the corner, the more speed you're going to scrub, the more your tires are going to be howling. So the higher the better. But you know, if you know how to save your tires, you're not going to have a problem whatsoever.
Yeah, we'll just have to see what these guys do tonight. I don't really know how it's going to go. Honestly, it's changed so much from the time that I've been gone. But these guys are going to do 134 laps. They have 4 sets of tires. I need to find out where my track info is. Race info there, just really quickly on the screen. 134 laps, 4 tires, 1 fast repair. Wrap the bottom line or the top. Which one do you want to do on those? I know scrolls from my logos are not working. The URLs are dead on those. So hopefully I'll try to fix that here soon. But Pace Truck is getting ready to pull in here. Starter will have the flag in his hand. Into the Echo Park restart zone. And the green flag is in the air. We are underway here.
Yeah, Connor Leach and Johnny Rapp, they're pretty much double wide. They're heading through turns 1 and 2. Really good tight racing here at turn number 2 for the first time, and it looks like we're running a high-speed parade lap at this point. No one's really giving way, and right now they're all still running side by side.
Oh, Andrew Teff bobbles it and catches it, and there they go behind the 45 into somebody down there. I don't know who it was. They're still wrecking. The paints are still loading in here of who it is. I saw the bobble with Teff is where it started. Hopefully his paints will pop in on the reload. So it starts with Teff, and I think Teff just gets loose. I don't.
Yeah. It looks like Jack Kelly, he has a meatball, and so did somebody else, but it quickly went away. Lee Campbell in that number 60 machine, he also showing some sort of issue here as well. Sean Burke, that's who it was, Sean Burke.
Teff just
Uh,
bobbles it, and then it stacks him up behind him. The 45 checks up to not get ran over. He gets hit, so he doesn't run over Teft. He gets hit from behind. It's Ryan Warp, and then it's just on from there. The '06 is involved. Somebody else smokes the wall somehow. I can't find the number of who it is, but somebody else pounded the wall.
Ooh, that would be Jack Kelly in that 38 machine. He absolutely just clobbered the outside wall.
See right here. Rewind. Shows a wreck because they're all slowed down so much. Here it is. Here we go. He goes through the grass and just overcorrects. Oh, gosh, that's going to kill the right front of that truck. So he's going to use this fast repair early.
So yeah, I'm going back here looking at Ryan Warp. He got a little bit entangled with somebody, and uh, he kind of like merged in with somebody, and kind of just let both of those drivers warping down towards the pit lane there. That was funny. But a lot of drivers taking out of this one and having to use up their fast repair early on.
The 90, yeah, I was going to say the 91, I think he's sped getting the pit road because he's up 21 positions, which is not right. So evidently, he just passed like the whole entire field. So he's going to use his. What? There's no way that's right. How is. Am I seeing that correct? The 91 is somehow. Okay, no, there it goes. It updates. Okay, that timing was way off. It showed the 91 ahead of everybody, which was not correct at all.
Right.
I don't think we'll see anybody come down pit road besides, of course, the guys that have to because of damage.
Yeah, for sure. So I am showing Ryan Warp, Sam Luberbs, or I'm sorry, Lubers, Sean Burke, he's down on pit road. Blaine Klein, he was down on pit road here briefly as well. Jack Kelly. So all these drivers coming down to get repairs done, and it looks like John Lynch, he's down on pit road now, and he has also got a penalty at the moment. And I just got word from race control that the 98s of Andrew Teft, he will get a EOL for causing this wreck.
I was going to say it started with theft, and they all just checked up so they didn't absolutely plow into him. So I feel like that's fair. I saw it out of the corner of my eye when I was watching it. I was like, oh, here we go. And he saved it, but then everybody else behind him is just jumping on the brakes. They don't want to run him over, and then it's just a huge stack up from there.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the hardest things about, Las Vegas with these trucks is, this kind of acts very similar to a restrictor plate. Not really, but it does. They just, once you get into that draft with these trucks, it just keeps everybody together, and things just happen so quick here at Las Vegas. And, just as you guys saw, one bubble out of Teft, that just sent chaos down the front straightaway.
The pace truck has pulled in here, and the green flag is back in the air. We are back underway. The 52 is going to get a good jump. The 71, the 93 got some damage on that right front tire. I don't know how that's going to hamper him. It looks like it's dented in the front fender. I'm expecting that he'll probably be tight here. That does not look like a little bit of damage. That looks like a lot of damage coming from that car.
Yeah, definitely a lot of damage on that number 93 machine. So he's definitely going to be pushing heavy here, out of these corners. And, with him being up in that third spot, these guys behind him, they might want to be careful here as they head back up here into turn number 1.
That 93 is going to lose one position. I'm not surprised he's going to lose one. I'm expecting him to lose way more than what he has because I don't see it working out for him at all. What he can do.
Yeah, we're taking a look here at Brandon Biddy currently. I'm sorry, Brandon Sanfilippo in that number 12 machine. He's hanging out right now around that outside lane. He just hasn't been able to get that number 12 machine stuck to the ground and get it moving here, as he's already dropped 4 spots now as he loses a spot here to Jonathan Stidham in that number 42 machine. So he's very struggling in that number 12, and no surprise here to see that 93 of Zach Lockett falling behind as well with all that damage on the front end.
The drivers get into the walls just a little bit back there. Nipping it's fine if you hit it a lot of times, and it's not good. Kind of, I feel like it's early on in the run. I feel like kind of stay bottom, then maybe see if you can go up a little bit later. But these two are going to get stalled out heavily here. That 36 will just decide to go middle on both of them. Just kind of actually tucks in behind. The 10 bobbles. Look at, oh, that's a bobble there from Wayne Scott. Going to lose at least one position here, maybe. Yep, just one. Middle of the corner, maybe bottomed out, something with that. I'm not completely sure, but Raph's going to try to hold off to 71, and so far he will. 9 of 134 down. Their fuel, what is their fuel percentage? That's the one thing I didn't look at. They are at 100% fuel, so probably lap 80 to 85 is when we'll see them come down pit road. I think I'm being a little bit generous on that number too, so it's probably gonna be a little bit shorter than that, to be honest with you.
Sorry about that.
As at 93, he's just continued to drop spots, and he's just bleeding them right now at the moment.
Yeah, everybody's having to, take drastic measures to get around him as they're looking to go 3 wide here in 1 and 2 now. As you see that number 57 machine of Aaron Roth just snake his way by. And these guys are...
Yeah, he's about a second to 8/10 off, sometimes even 2 seconds off pace. That damage is hurting him heavily.
Yeah, definitely, and he's going to be in dead last here, before we know it, because, if he doesn't get going here, he's got to come down and get that damage fixed up, like, now. So I'm pretty sure at this point he's making a prayer right now, saying, "Oh, let there be a caution." But as of right now, these guys,
they're loose. There was 2 guys. That was a 36 and I remember who that was behind him. I think the 96 both got super loose. Let me look at the track temp right now. It is 90. That's not hot. It's only 99 on the track. These guys are sliding around like it's 120 with how loose they're acting like it is. Not sure what's going on with them.
oh yeah, definitely. I saw this Tuesday night when we were here at Las Vegas. These trucks were slipping and sliding as well. So I think it's just the iRacing setup that these guys use. But even though this is a fixed setup, you can change, your brake bias, and that can help actually tighten up the car, or well, the truck. So these guys just have to start making a couple of adjustments here, and possibly tighten up the trucks.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't think. You can. I think. I can't remember on these. Is the trucks you can only go 3% each way, or is that they remove that, where you could do it unlimited now?
No, I believe you only can do 3 each.
I was gonna say, because it's been forever. So at this track, I'm not gonna think that a brake bias change is gonna do that much. The only thing it will do to help you rotate in the middle of the corner, but I'm just kind of surprised that they might be trying to run that. They're either maybe crossing a groove or something like that. That's making that rear end kick out, is what I can think. Because there's 3 distinct grooves, and sometimes at certain tracks, if you get a hold of one of them, it will send you sideways immediately.
Yeah, definitely. And with that groove, they definitely got to be careful here, because the grooves here at Vegas in these corners, they're not too kind. As you know, surprisingly, we're not seeing many drivers run that outside lane like I anticipated uh, that we would be seeing as we were taking a look here at your race leader leading the field out of turn number two. Um, Sorry, an event just popped up and I was taking a look at it. I'm
Oh,
very
there they
surprised. Oh,
go. And they check wrecking behind. What in the world? Okay, that 96 is saved. Someone's through the dirt.
42. That's Jonathan Stidham. Uh, Kirby
Saved it.
Wainscott.
Yeah, I don't know what just
Oh,
happened there.
well, I could tell you what happened. We had about 4 or 5 cars bounce off the outside wall.
That did look like kind of an overreaction of just everything from everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, it started off with that 96 machine. Um,
96 goes off the wall. I don't know what happens to whoever that was that shot down pit road, but I think everybody's just getting loose and they're trying not to run into each other. Then they're hopping on the brakes and it's actually kicking the rear end of the truck out. They're trying to stomp on them so hard out of nowhere.
yes. For Jonathan Stidham and the number 42 machine, he also got into that outside wall and may or may not got help there from the truck behind him, but he went for a long slide down into the pit road, able to stay off the inside wall. So he got very lucky there.
Rap's going to continue to lead. Fastest are running 31.9s, 31.8s, even size one, Chris Stouffer. They're pretty far back, so I don't think they're going to be really too much of a um, challenge, but we'll just have to see what they can do. That can completely change here.
Yeah, for sure. I have to step away for just a couple of moments. I will be right back.
All right. Rap continue to lead. Biggest mover right now is Castle and Roth. They're both up 16 position. This is a whole cluster of cars or trucks right here. You don't think up front is not as racy as the back. The back, you're trying to get past everybody, especially if you have a fast truck, fast vehicle. Getting around them can be fun or it can be really difficult because you don't know where they're going to go. They really don't have the same speed as you, so you kind of run up on them. And some guys, they'll just completely they turn their brain off, it seems like, when they make certain moves, and you just do not know where to go. Rapperson continues to lead. He's barely holding off Leach behind him. He's kind of keeping the same gap overall. Not growing, it's not shrinking at all on him. So keep that in mind. Kelly pit on lap 2. I'm not sure for what. Teft has not really been able to dig his way through. Packer Ollie's kind of, I mean, he's still buried back. He's up to 18th. Could possibly get 2 spots here. It's super loose. You can lay down tire tracks right there. Gonna keep the truck up under him. They'll get at least one to move up to 17th and have to set his sights on the 38 right now. Keep a little bit of an eye on this, as it looks like Rap's going to have a challenge here from Leach. Leach all the way to the outside. Rap lets him get to the outside, too. He doesn't really fight him as hard as I thought he would. He gives him a lot of room. I feel like he realizing early in the race it's just not worth it to battle that hard, but I feel like he could have went up there and challenged him a little bit more than what he did.
I
kind
mean,
of.
we still got we still have over 100 laps left in this event. So I mean, seeing Rap just let him go, this could be, one of his tire saving things that he's doing. Instead of racing hard now, here in the middle of this run, he could be saving his tires to make a full hard run at the end of this fuel stint, and then possibly retake the race lead by then.
There's a possibility here. These guys in the back. This is where most of the action is. As we got a caution here. We got smoke. Somebody has. Who is it? Not telling me yet. Who wrecked?
Uh,
It's not saying anything. It just says yellow flag. So
yeah.
go out to when it was thrown. I did see
Oh,
smoke in the
oh, the
back.
38, the 38.
Pull him up wherever he is. I gotta find him first. So Jack Kelly.
Yeah.
Teft is. Dang, Teft is on a warpath. So it looks like. See what happens here. Teft gets a good run coming off the corner. Goes to the inside. Kelly. Just Teft makes a. I don't. But maybe a little bit of an aggressive move, but I don't really see anything malicious with that. Kelly's lucky he's able to just spin it, keep it going. I think this will send everybody down to pit road, and this is gonna make this pit stop weird. And get 4 tires and fuel. This should get them to about lap. They're on what lap are they? Gotta figure out where all these buttons are again. Data. We are at lap 28. 134. This is going to set them up to go to like lap 110, I think, on that. And I'm guesstimating on the fuel. So this is going to make a pit stop for pit strategy race here is what's going to turn into. Unless we get more cautions, which then your whole strategy changes again.
Yeah, definitely.
This camera, so pit lane camera, so we can see who wins the race off. It should be the 71, and it looks like he will easily win that race off pit road. So Leach grabs back his qualifying spot. Glad for him to see that. Here. Biggest mover is Hoke. He's up 19 positions. Qualified 21st, and got to go back down pit road. Did he miss his entry? Most likely that's what he did, is he missed the entry to pit road. That's why it looked like he gained so many spots. Lights are off on the pace truck here, so they will get the green flag next time by. Get back racing here. A little over 100 laps left.
Uh, Chantel Pottle claimed this one to be a racing incident between Jack Kelly and the 98, I believe it was, of Andrew Teft.
I was gonna say, I mean, it looked like an aggressive move, but I didn't see anything malicious there at all.
Yeah.
And the 91, why is he up there? 91. This is the second time it's done something weird like this. I don't know what's going on. We've got 2 guys in front of him, actually. Yeah, their lights go back on.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's something up with this timing. That is not normal.
Let me see if I can listen in here on radio control.
Okay, they got one wave around done. Let's see if they get another wave around here. There goes. Okay, now let's see if they go green this time. They give the 91 time to catch up. I don't think he might actually have time.
He was actually just given a EOL to get him to drop to the back of the field, but instead he is going around the pace car. So he's probably going to end up with a black flag when we go back green. So he's going to have to want to be careful of that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of weird. That's the second time we saw something weird happen with the 91 timing wise. I don't know what in the world is going on with that. That's odd. Lights are off this time. Let's see if they get the green flag or if they keep it under caution. I don't know what's going to happen. Pace truck does pull off here, so they are going green. We Leach and Wrap. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway. Looks like Leach gets a good start. Wrap doesn't get a horrible one. It's so hard starting in that second place position. You'd honestly prefer to be third or really third car in line on the bottom because you just cannot time it. I've only been able to do it like once, and it was absolutely perfect when I did it. But some fan out behind them, two by two for about 7 rows on back. A little bit of contact there between the 22. 22's going to bobble again. There's something in the middle of that corner that is just shooting trucks up at a little nick of the wall. Shouldn't hurt him too much. He gets back going. He did just kiss it a little bit. How will this work for him? That 46 is running that outside pretty well, trying to get to the quarter panel of that 89, and he's just a little bit short. He's going to have to try that again and get a good run on the outside because he almost had it. He's going to run that exact same line so he can get back on the throttle pretty quickly. Not going to be able to do it. So I'm going to cut back to the bottom, cuts the air off the nose of that 08 behind him.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things with these trucks. You know, they kind of changed the aerodynamics on it itself is just drastically changed.
Oh, there he smokes the wall.
There it is. The last couple of seasons, and you know, once you get a truck right there on your front bumper, it takes away all that downforce, and you start to plow. So you definitely have to slow up just a little extra. Oh, contact, and they keep it off each other. All right.
They're giving it all they got. The 08 thought about going with the 22. He kind of just backs out of it. Probably a good idea from him because these two are going to fight side by side pretty hard. I don't know who wants what position, but they're just going to keep going at it.
Yeah, a really good battle back here for this 8th to 9th or 7th to 8th spot. Oh, Biddy goes up the track. That's caused Stouffer have to back off, and that opens up the door for Sizemore to get on the inside of Stouffer now. He will make the pass, and now he's got his focus on Brandon Biddy and then number 22 here on the exit in turn 4.
These guys are all over each other. No one's giving an inch. Once those tires fall off, though, we'll see who saved him and who just beat him up too much. It's one thing that I feel like sets apart rookie drivers versus seasoned people who have done this is they look fast at the start of the run. It's because they're just cooking tires off. You got to really watch them and see, is it worth to fight? Do I just let them go and then pass them later because they cooked the tires off? Because this 18's kind of stalking this 52. I want to see the interior of this Dodge. It looks the exact same as every car. Never mind. That's one thing. I know that people. Let me do it. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, you know, gone are the days, even with the cup cars, like, especially with the cup cars, it's a template with them now. Honestly, the trucks are a template. Like, if you really look at how similar every single truck is now, those are template cars. The 89 and the 36. We got guys that can you can hang on the outside, and it'll work to a certain extent. 36 is not letting go of that 89's door. He's holding him to it. What he really needs to get a really good exit from that 08, so that 08 can come an arrow shove him by. But it looks like he actually get the position still. As that 46 is looking to gain more spots. I almost thought about poking it 3 wide. He's going to back. Actually, somebody backed out. 08 got a pretty good run. 46 bottoms out. Flips the apron. That's going to slow him down just a tad. I almost wonder if he can go right up next to the wall and just let it rip. I'd probably be itching to do that, to be honest with you. Go up there for about 2 laps, see what it'll do. As soon as there we go. There goes Hess all the way to the top.
Yeah, I was about to say that Hess is probably going to be one of the first ones to do it, as, you know, he loves to run the outside when he can. And, you know, and here at Las Vegas, you can definitely do that.
He's not running the top like I would say up to the fence, but he definitely is going pretty high. See what they do. He's gaining a little bit of time. 31.60, slower though than everybody else. Got 31.3, so evidently it's either just dirty air or he's just not running it, hard enough, but see what we can do. That 52 is going to lose a position here to Blake Viken. He falls just a little. Actually, no, he's going to hold that spot. You get a good run on the outside, too. Guys can kind of challenge this 71 for the lead, as these guys behind him are all just bunched up. Oh, there it goes. As soon as I turn to it, there goes the 2 of Fudge. Locks it down through the grass. And we've got our third caution.
The 93 just got clobbered on the front straightaway.
Guys have not had good luck tonight at all. I literally just turned to them. This happens early, way early. What in the world is going on here? This starts before we even enter the corner. So, I don't know about this one right here. I feel like the 1 doesn't know that the 2's there. The 1 takes a wide arch, and okay, so what in the world? So the 2 keeps getting loose. The 16 comes off the corner, taps a 93 into the 2. What happens to the 93 here? Okay, we're going to pause it. Lockett's got it locked down. He's sliding back up the track, and oh my gosh. Luckily, he's actually very lucky it just ripped off the bumper of that truck. I'd take that more than the front end.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that'll give him a meatball.
No, I'm not showing that he has a meatball, but he is still down on pit road getting repairs done to that machine, so he may already have used up his fast repair early on, so right now he's probably just down here definitely getting some repairs done at the moment. As you guys see here, the field now coming across start finish line, so that will put Zach Lockett at least 1 lap down, but we do got some takers coming down pit road.
Yeah, he's had a rough day. I don't think he's gonna mind that. He's like, please just get me out of this hellhole. He has not had a good time.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, luckily this isn't a points race, so it's not like I have to stay in it. It's one of those. Well, dang. All right. Well, I guess we might as well just go ahead and go home.
Actually missed. These guys going down pit road. The top
Yeah.
7 stayed out. So we got their pit count. So one pit. Burke better not have. If well, Burke may be screwed here if he burned all of his tires. He has 3 pit stops, but I don't know if he's for damage or not. We got 2, 2, 2, 1. So some guys have 3 sets lane. Some guys have 2 more sets. Not sure though. We'll just have to find out.
Yeah. So if these guys are only having 3 sets, and if they've already chose to go through all 3 sets already, man, they've got a very, very long race ahead of them at this point.
You basically have to hold on to that last set until the very end.
Yeah.
The here, so lights go off in the pace truck. It'll be Leach and Viking up here. Now I do expect these new tires to absolutely blitz the rest of the field here. I expect them to just blow by them. They may take them 3 laps possibly, but I don't expect them to you know, be able to hold the ground by any means at all. Pace truck does pull in. Green flag is in the air. We are back underway.
And Leach just absolutely pulled away from Viken there on this restart.
Leach probably is going to have to hope that these guys behind him hold up these fresh tires, because these fresh tires are going to be coming once they get up to temp just a little bit. Once they get a little bit of heat in them, then they'll be gone. But right now, they're able to hold them off. First set of new tires is Dunaway. He's up to 7th right now. Right in front of him has 17 more laps. No, yeah, 17 more laps on the tires. He's got to hope that he can hold them off.
Yeah, very surprising. Well, I mean, Steve Sizemore, he just drove right around. Now I'm kind of wondering, did Sean Dunaway actually stop for tires this last pit stop?
Pit time was 7.33 seconds, so possibly fuel, maybe right side tires. I'm not completely sure. I didn't even think about that. The Sizemore definitely did, and Rapp definitely did, because their pit stops were 15 to 14 seconds.
He came for just fuel only.
Got 3 wide there for a second going through 1 and 2. I did not know if that was going to work, but like somebody backed out of it. Guys are not halfway. They're about 10-ish laps from, or yeah, the 10-ish laps being halfway. At 52, though, you can just see in the
Look at
corner.
that 12 contact. Man, Brandon Sanfilippo, he is ready just to get people out of his way.
Now, if I was Brandon here, I'd almost look at that gap. That's a pretty big gap that you got between that 45 and the 22. I'd just shoot it. You get a good run off the corner, just take it. When you got the tires, just don't wait for something to happen. Go make something happen.
Exactly, but even though you are on these new tires, though, you also don't want to waste them either. Just trying to get around these guys in front of you. Because you do know that these guys have almost 20-old tires than what you have, so you can absolutely take your time and still make good progress on the rest of this field. So, as long as he drives smart about it, he will. He very well could make his way up towards the race lead here in this fuel run.
That 12's trying to get to the outside of this 89. Going to actually go to the inside. Leach trying to hold him back behind him, but fresh tires are coming.
Yeah.
If you're Leach, you almost got to go high and just hope that you can get a massive run coming off the corner just to hold him back. And for me, if I was in Leach's position, honestly, side draft him. Race the ever-living piss out of them. Make them burn up their tires. Even if you lose positions, make it hard to pass you. I mean, it's annoying. People are going to hate you for it, but I feel like that's just what you have to do if you're in his spot. Who's going to finally around the 71. That 71 is going to continue to drop pretty quickly. Not going to be able to hold this position much longer. He'll probably drop down to, I think, probably 7th. 7th or 8th, I think, is where he'll stop his slide.
He kind of just stalled out here for the moment. Not really making any much more progress. But there he is. He's up to 4th already.
Looking at Russ Kilgore, he is up 18 positions right now. Keeps flopping on that one.
Yep.
Not many people have lost that. Well, besides Kyle has. Kyle has lost 14 spots so far. It's a hornet's nest back here. These are fresh tires battling with fresh tires. So there's really no advantage until later in this run of who can save him the best. Kelly gets his revenge here. He's behind Teft, and Teft has had a rough race so far.
And here comes Sean Dunaway working that outside and out.
Oh, that 38.
Hold on to it, Jack. Hold on to it, Jack. What a save there out of turn 2.
That 96. He thought about poking his nose in there and making it 3 wide, but he backed off and decided not to. I would have made it 3 wide, to be honest with you. Just be aggressive early on. See what that 96 will do. He's going to try to get to the inside of that 38. 38, a little bit defensive, shallow entry, going to hurt his... Yeah, he's going to wash up in the middle of the corner. Able to get back to the throttle, though, pretty quickly. Power back down. Be able to do a little bit more.
I feel like Barry Nelson, he's kind of just stuck right now behind that 38
96
machine. Hold on to it. Hold on to it, baby. I was about to say, I feel like that 96 machine, Barry Nelson, I feel like he just maybe, stuck behind Jack Kelly. And he's just having issues getting around him, and that's just causing him to start to lose spots here. As you see Aaron Roth make his way around the outside there of Andrew Teft in that number 57 machine. And now here comes Jack Kelly right onto the back bumper of Andrew Teft.
Had to go back and look at it. Russ Kilgore got in the wall coming off of 4 and went through the grass. I just kind of checked. And the 96 just smoked the wall. There's a wall there. See if that damages that truck. He hit it pretty square, luckily. If you hit it... I figured out if you hit walls square, they don't do that much damage. If you just absolutely nail it head on, though, that's not a good idea. Got 38 and get a little bit of revenge the clean way on Teft here. He'll go to the inside. He's not going to have what he needs quite just yet, but he's going to be able to get down low. He's not side drafting hard. That's one thing that I noticed. You got to stay pretty far away from each other. They don't get up there and side draft aggressively. Slide Teft here. Still not going to be able to do it. He's going to have to hope that this 96 behind him comes with an arrow shove. He's not going to be able to do it, but Dunaway got in the wall in front of him, so maybe that'll keep them together. A little bit of contact between these two. But he's still trying to get past Teft, and he just cannot do it. Kelly trying all he can. Gonna have to mount the run.
Yeah, Teft is one of those drivers that doesn't just pull over. So if you want to get around Andrew, you're going to have to, come at him and come at him really, really hard as he gets loose there out of turn 4. And that could possibly get a good run here for one of those drivers behind him. But no, he's still in control of that 14th spot.
Up front, Biddy has got the lead as you're watching those guys go at it. This is where the action is right now. It's just 38 trying to get around the 98. He just cannot do. He guns it in there. I feel like if you're the 38, what you've got to really do is... Oh, he got it on him finally. I was going to say is get a run, get up beside him, side draft him, get away at the last moment, and then just gun it in the corner and just pull a slide job. That's what you have to do sometimes is just slide it. Get the position, cook a little bit of tire so you don't cook more tire than what you've been burning.
Taking a look here at Jack Kelly now on the inside of that Aaron Roth in that number 57 machine. Just Jack Kelly, he is on a absolute tear now coming up through the field as he now sets his eyes on the defending Truck Series champion for Tuesday nights, Sean Dunaway in that 01 Hello Kitty Chevrolet. So it's not every day that we see Sean Dunaway running back here outside the top 10, but he's got really good stiff competition at the moment.
And his lap times have been some of the fastest on the track. He's consistently the 10th, 2/10. That lap he was slower than everybody because he's trying to get somebody by someone, but he's 2/10 to a 10th faster than everyone in front of him. So he's got some speed in that truck. If he can just get clean air and get around these guys, I think that'll play to his advantage here. He is picking them up and putting them down now at this point.
We got Steve Sizemore running up for that second spot now, side by side with Johnny Rapp.
Rapp's been up front the whole entire time. Sizemore, somewhat, he's kind of around that 5th to 7th position. So he's been up front, just not really challenging for the lead, but he's going to deal with this 52 here. Look at your Sizemore, looks like that. He's going to kind of concede that. Almost... I feel like Sizemore needs to stay higher entering because I feel like he's getting beat in the middle of the corner on that 22. Kind of get out of his wake. I feel like that's really tightening that truck up.
Yeah.
There he goes. He does it there. like he needs to stay up there most of the time. But problem is that 52's gunning it in, like, on the inside of him and gonna get side by side. It's gonna slow him down even more. No, not really. See if he can. If he does that turn 3 and 4. There he goes. Higher line. Get out of the wake of that 22. Problem is that 52's got a good run on the inside when he does that one bobble, and he's gonna be side by side with them.
Yeah, Steve Sizemore the past about a month, maybe a month and a half, something has just absolutely changed, with that 08 driver. He's just gotten progressively better, just like the last month and a half, and he's been out front in a lot of the races as of late. So seeing him up here is no surprise, as I did see Blake Beacon come down pit road, and I just got word the 89 of Richie Joplin's coming down pit road this time as well. So now we are in our green flag pit stops for those who did not pit under that last caution.
Did he? Here they go again. I was gonna say it looked like Rapp was gonna make a move to the inside, and he finally did. He's gonna slide job Sizemore, get up in front of him. That's gonna kind of cut his nose off a little bit, almost into the wall. 46 of Stouffer's gonna have a massive run. He'll poke his nose to the inside, get side by side with him, gun it down there. See if he can get that spot. He's just get back to the throttle, walk it up in front of that OA. That's what some drivers have to do. It's kind of what I've found out is you have to. I call it walking it up in front of them. Get back to the gas, and your rear end's going to be hanging out. That's just how it is. But get on it enough to where you get the position, and you don't want to be wrecking loose, but you want that rear end to be sliding up towards the wall. I feel like that's what drivers can get away with now. If you're sliding up towards the wall, you can get the position pretty easily. Biggest mover now is Roth, up 20 positions. At 45, they can probably go to 100, 110, and they'll have to come down pit road. And it's going to be interesting on when they pit, because they're going to have to do that. There's no getting away from it. Hess is actually working his way up here. He was way back in the pack. He's found some track position here. I guess he's saved his tires pretty well. He was negative 17. Now he's only negative 1 from where he was before. So he's made a really good comeback.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting to see how long some of these guys are going to wait now that, we've had about 10 trucks are ready to come down pit road. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of this pit strategy is going to play out.
Let's see. Give them. I'm still going to stick with 110. I think that's when we'll see most of these guys gun it down pit road. I don't think they'll be able to stay out any longer than that. At 45, though, 46 has been chopping away, working his way up front. Got pretty good rotation in that truck still. He's not tight like everyone else is, and I was going to say kept off the wall, but I know as soon as I say that, he's going to smoke it, so I'm not even going to say anything.
Well, I mean, you technically just did.
Yeah. Well, if he gets in the wall, then it's my fault.
Yeah, Chris Stouffer, he's just been, really wicked fast. And the few times that I've seen him run here in Racers Elite, he's always been one of the guys that, you know, races smart and everything else like that. So definitely got to keep our eyes out on that number 46 machine.
Raph is just scooting away from him now. So he's done a good job of keeping those tires. If we look at this 46 back here, this is where a little bit more action here is happening. Brandon's trying to get up under him. He's got a nose, gonna draw side or beside him, but he's gonna have to fall a little bit short, so he's gonna have to fall back in line now. Realizes, hey, maybe I'll just get another run. He's gonna try to make another move at it. He can't get quite, might be there, not quite. He was close, but just a little bit short on that.
Yeah, I know a couple weeks ago when these guys were here for the Tuesday night series, Brandon Sanfilippo, he was one of the guys that you had to watch until unfortunately he did get taken out late in that race. So um, seeing Brandon Sanfilippo up here in that number 12 machine is no surprise whatsoever. But as of right now, it's all with Johnny Rapp.
See what we can do here. I don't want to say shortcut, maybe? I don't feel like that'd be a good idea, though, to shortcut.
Yeah, possibly not. As I am hearing more, I'm sorry, seeing hands coming out the windows of these trucks, and I believe we're gonna have some more trucks coming down pit road this time.
Kilgore Garcia came out. Rat Biddy. I don't know. I think if you're... That 71's a lap down. Yes, he is. Okay, so he pitted. He's going to get his lap back here. I don't know. I'm somebody who I like to stay out and get as much of an advantage on tires that I can. But I know other people, they decide they want to kind of keep it, matched. But that's not me as a driver. So that's why I'm not making these big decisions. They are. Not my job right now. If I was a crew chief, I'd be a back crew chief. Got for the 134. I feel like you don't need a pit right now. I may be right on their fuel. I did give him about 80 laps at the start of the race. So I think I'm pretty close on that. He's gotten a little bit more spaced out. Now, my nose. One thing you can do, if you're Brandon and you want to do it, you can maybe just ride behind this 46 and stretch your fuel a little bit longer and your tires just a little bit. The only issue is just going to be tight in the middle of the corner if he stays behind him like he is. So he probably needs to duck out and get away from that. That's about to end up really bad if he keeps doing it. Rapp's consistently running. Actually, he's a little bit slower that lap, but not by much. Not even a tenth. It's that small of a difference. A meatball for Hoke. Did he blow up? I think Hoke is blown up. No. What did he do? He's got... I don't know what Hoke did. He doesn't... Did he burn? I think he popped his tires. That's the only reason I can think. Rapp comes down pit road. There he is. So the leader finally comes down pit road. I want to see if this starts to snowball with everybody else now, or do they stay out? Let's look at this. Brandon will be the next one that will have to make that decision if he wants to come down pit road. Don't know if he will. Trell comes down pit road. Brandon's still staying out, so let's see if he runs it. He may run it very, very long here, and I would not blame him to do that. No one else has done it. Leach is first one on new tires. So Leach is going to play the game of he's going to go on this last set. He's going to have to... He's betting that stays green and the tire difference that he has will be enough to keep him up front. They won't be able to catch him in time. Okay, I need to turn these emails off. It is freaking annoying.
Sorry about that. Daddy Duty called for a moment.
Biddy's going to come down pit road finally. They're playing it long. They're playing the long game. I need to copy that.
Yeah, you got about 45 laps left in the race, so I mean, this is definitely going to be a very long stretch for them. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see here. And I think Brandon Biddy, yeah, he did get off course.
I don't know what you do here. Just kind of... I'm just questioning how long you tend to stay out. Foster and Norton are down. I'm not really looking at them. But Brandon wants to get most of fuel. I don't blame him. Our idea. Smart thing from Brandon.
Oh, just got word Joshua Norton, driver that number 24, he actually ended up getting a blown tire heading into turn 3. So that's why he had to come down pit road real quick.
I think that's the one thing I have... Oh, I thought Sizemore got one. That is the one thing I have actually not managed to do in iRacing. I've blown up because of damage. I have never popped a tire, though. That's the one thing I have never done in the 5 years of this. Is popped a tire. I'm proud of that. I'll give that to myself. Pat on the back. As the Tef just blew one.
Yes, and Andrew Tef has blown a tire.
Now, the biggest question I have with that, do you feel it, or does it just give you a meatball?
No, you definitely feel it. The truck definitely pushes more when you hit it into the corner. It's definitely a very odd feeling for sure.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've never noticed. I honestly kind of wish, this is iRacing, if you're watching, this is a good idea. Make it to where if that happens, they get really, really freaking loose. Smart idea right there. I kind of wish they would add an RNG option to where you could have it to where like you will randomly blow out a tire or something like that. That'd be a cool idea. That'd also create for a lot of moments where people are yelling at each other.
I don't like that idea, because with my kind of luck, I would be getting some sort of issue every single race.
Fair enough. 12 will finally come down pit road. That's going to put Roth to the lead.
Steve Castle and Mike Fudge have their hands out the window. They're going to come down pit road this time by.
Lubers.
Oh, the 16 decided at the last second to come down.
He made it. I was going to say that was a late pit entry. He kind of, I think he saw everybody else. And he's like, well, actually, I'm going to come down with you.
Yeah, right. And that's going to move Barry Nelson in that number 96 machine to the lead and last truck that needs to come down pit road. But that will turn over your race lead when it's all said and done back to Connor Leach in that number 71 machine, as Barry Nelson will make his way down pit road now.
And Nelson makes it in, so it puts Leach back to the lead. Issue with him is he's got 20 laps on his tires compared to everybody else. So he's going to be a little bit slower. He's not going to be overly slow. Let's just go ahead and get that settled. He is not going to be, you know, drop the anchor type of thing. But we'll have to watch how he handles this.
Yeah.
Got a black here for... Oh, we got a caution. It is for Jack or Kyle Hess. Where's he at? I can't find him on the board. There he
Kyle
is.
Hess, and yeah.
What happens to him? Coming off pit road and... Oh, yes. He's going to clip the apron here. No, he hits the marbles. There's a bunch of... He downshifted. That is a downshift if I've ever seen one.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Wrong gear.
Yep.
Slides it. I thought he got the marbles on the bottom of it, but he didn't. If you do it for so long, you can tell when someone grabs the wrong gear because they spin out a very particular way.
Oh, yeah. It's not a nice and easy spin out either. It's pretty much going to let you out now. And why all of a sudden?
71's going to come down pit road. It's actually a break for him. Rapp's going to stay out. What lap are we on? Rapp stays out. Let me pull up the race recap. 99. He's going to have 13 laps on his tires. He's going to have a buffer. 6 positions. He's going to basically have 4 fresh behind him. No, 5 fresh behind him. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fresh. I don't think Rapp made the good choice. I think I would have came down if I was Rapp. I think the difference on tires is going to be your demise to a certain extent.
Give me just 1 second. I have to reload back into the server. I mean, also, you know, another thing we gotta think about is, you know, does Johnny have any more tires left to take if he even wanted to come down?
That's a good point. He's got 3. He's been on pit road 3 separate times, so he's got a set left.
Yeah.
Guys behind him have a set left. Some of them have burned all their sets. Now, I'm saying burned all their sets. I don't know exactly if they have or not, because it doesn't show me how many tires they have left. It shows me how many times they've been down pit road. What in the world is all of this stuff? But Pace truck is getting ready to pull off here. Green flag is back in there. We are back underway. The 08 jumps down immediately when he has the first chance to do that, and I do not blame him for that at all. Jumps down to the bottom. 52 going to have to hope that those guys behind him get battling, but he's going to have to fight pretty hard to keep his position. And those new tires are going to eat him up. You see all the marbles on the bottom of that track. That is a lot of dirt. There is just stuff all over it.
That 46 is getting pushed around right now as they're heading into turn number 1. I know getting up into turn 3, the 10 almost lost it. The 71 absolutely just quickly drove around everybody. But yeah, as of right now, it looks like Stouffer, that number 46 machine, he's starting to have a lot of issues as he is now falling back even further. And now he's going to go 3 wide back here with Biddy and the 89 machine of Joplin.
I thought he was going to get turned there for just a little bit.
Oh no! Steve Sizemore just got a black flag for changing lanes before the start-finish line.
I was going to say, I know, and I don't think, well, iRacing might enforce that themselves. I was going to say I had a feeling that was a black. I really thought that was a black flag because he did change, and I noticed that immediately. He got down to the bottom. If he would have done it after the start-finish line, he would have been completely fine. But I guarantee he's probably arguing it right now, isn't he? Can you hear audio?
Yeah.
71. He's probably going to argue it for as long as he can and then jump down to the bottom. He's not coming this time by because he's still going to fight on that outside line.
Yeah, as of right now, he is trying to fight it, but I just went back and I looked at the replay myself. He was definitely down behind your race leader. He did pull down, you know, right before the start-finish line, so he was completely behind the race leader at that point. So he's now trying to fight his way down. But as of right now, nobody's letting him down. He's got to slow up here, or else he's going to get a DQ here.
He's got a hole behind this 18. He's got to get down now. But can't do it. Got in the wall. Do it now if you're going to get... All right, 52, he cannot. I tell him, man, I'm trying to come to pit road. Hey, behind this 46, he's got to do it.
He's hollering and screaming over the radio right now.
Is he trying to get down or complaining about the call? Yeah, there you go. He can get down now.
No, he's
back
been
out the
trying.
Throttle. There you go.
Yeah, there he goes.
I was gonna say, I mean, I think he felt like he had multiple times or multiple chances to do it, but they just kept going away from him.
Yeah.
Leach will now take the lead. Wayne Scott now riding second. Oh wow, he's not gonna be able to serve as black, is he? Caution comes out for Stidham in turn 1 and 2. And contact with the 1 says, let me help you get back up. Oh my gosh, the 96 just got killed.
The 96 day just keeps getting worse and worse, and he's still having trouble back here.
Watching the replay right now, that 96 just got, he smoked him.
Yeah.
Oh, he literally cannot see that at all. I mean, that is completely blindside. There is nothing he could do.
Yep. So Steve Sizemore has loaded his truck up into the hauler, and he's called it a day.
Yeah, he's had it rough. Very, very rough. Pit road? Question mark? Who comes down pit road? That's a fake. That's a fake from Wayne. No, it's not a fake. Wow, he brings down way more people than I thought he would.
Yeah.
That'll put 8 cars between Leach and these very, very fresh tires. These tires, that's 10 lap difference, really 7 lap difference because you got to count the caution laps. And if they fought really hard, I don't know if they did or not.
Man, that was some hard hits there by a couple of these drivers.
Ooh. Okay, so when they get back to green, they will have about 20-ish laps left. 21 laps left, I think. Hopefully I'm correct on that. I think I am.
They might have 22.
I'm just wrong on everything. The one thing I don't like about this new gosh, my nose, new SDK update is you cannot see the laps when they're under caution. You have to go through something else to see them now, which is kind of annoying. Lights have gone off on the pace truck here, so they will go green this time by. We'll have to see what they can do here. Pace truck pulls off. 71-12 back to green here as restart zone waiting, gone now. 12 honestly does not get a bad start considering that the leaders has such a big control. Hello, Brandon or Kirby on the inside. 3 wide. He got a huge jump. Look at it. Uh-oh. Someone's blinking. So get that position looking to the inside. That's the 91, I think, behind him. Kirby's going to stick to the bottom here, try to get more positions. A little bit of contact there. The 28 and the 22. Shot that. 22 and the 46 behind him. 45, 46. Someone behind that 46. 46.
Oh, and he just got slammed again.
Going to say that was correct. No caution. There it is. This happens early or late in the corner.
Yeah, it's back with Mike Fudge.
45 just gets rotated really well. Gets into the 46. 46 may not have any steering at that point. The 2 just runs over him. I don't think the 46 had any steering, to be honest with you here. I don't think he had any option of where he was going. No, that truck is shaking. Yeah, and the 2 has nowhere to go. That's not the 46's fault. That truck is jumping. It damaged so bad. What? And how did Roth end up with the blown motor here?
Oh.
Okay, what in the heck? That's so. This is. I think that's after. Oh my gosh, he smoked the inside wall. The 45.
Whoa.
So okay, that is karma if I have ever seen anything. Look at this. So the 45. I'm not putting blame on the 45 here, but the 45. If he makes no incidental contact, gets away scotch-free here, pretty much. No contact there. Sends a 46 into the wall on accident. He's got a little bit of front end damage. Nothing that he can't get fixed. Caution's out, I think, right here. He's probably going along thinking, oh, I can get my damage fixed. And then here comes the Wow, that is karma if I've ever seen it. That is not taking a shot at him either. That's just like, hey, I caused a wreck, my fault. That's literally saying, nah, you're not getting away from this with no damage here. But we'll go on a little bit of a break here while these guys have two back-to-back cautions here. As we are back, pace truck getting ready to pull in here. 71 and 36 will lead them back to the green flag. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway. The 71 gets a pretty good jump there. 3 wide behind him. A little bit of bumper tag there from the guys behind. Brandon shoving, or sorry, Kurt. My wife keeps saying Brandon. Kirby shoving at 18, trying to get him up in front. A little bit of wash up, almost a little bit of contact. It's Brandon's in front of him. That's why I keep thinking that. They're both similar trucks.
Yeah.
Caution for I don't know what. Jonathan Stidham. That's a late notification. He gets put in the wall by who? By himself.
Yeah.
So overcorrects. I don't think he's got that much damage at that point. Pulls off the track and tows it. Okay.
Man,
It's,
that was tough.
uh, kind of weird, but
But
all right.
yeah, so Jonathan Stidham, he has packed it up, and James Foster as well. So 2 more drivers have packed it up for today.
I feel like that was
And
kind of odd. I don't understand that.
yeah. And I believe we are coming to just about 15 to go this time.
Let me see race data. Yes, pitting the 12, Brandon Dunaway, Hope, and Teft. Okay, it's a little interesting pit call here.
Let's see what they're gonna do. Dunaway is down in his pit stall. He's getting tires. Brandon Sanfilippo. He's getting tires.
I think everybody's getting tires.
Yeah.
And everybody else doesn't have a set. Leach has a set left. We got to keep that in mind. I don't think he'll use them. Possibility. I don't know. See, because I don't know what they'll do here. But or that was a quick caution. It's kind of late in the race. How do you think this has gone so far from your point of view? It doesn't seem like it's gone too bad.
No, I mean we've had definitely some really good racing all around here at Las Vegas. I mean, and that's something that we're used to be seeing here. Um, you know, I personally feel a couple of these cautions could have been prevented though. If just some of these drivers had better awareness, um, I think that's like the biggest takeaway from all this is just the drivers not really, you know, being mindful of their surroundings. But other than that, this race has been absolutely fantastic. Really great side by side racing, 3 wide action. You know, we're watching drivers push other drivers in front of the driver in front of them, and it's just been all around. It's been a really good race.
It's not been bad. I mean, I feel like we've seen a lot of racing side by side, not
Yeah,
overly aggressive, and we've seen. I mean, it's not like they're getting spanned out and nothing's happening by any means. These guys are doing pretty good. I
right.
think like racing each other.
Exactly. And this is exactly what we expected to see here at Las Vegas. And here in the closing laps, man, I'm ready.
Lights have gone off on the pace truck, so they will get the green flag this time by.
Connor Leach, Blake Veeken with the fresher tires, along with Kirby Wainscott in that number 10. Stephen Luttrell with a little bit older tires than Leach. So your top 4 are a little bit of a mix here.
I feel like Leach may be pretty safe overall on his tires. I don't think there's too much of a difference for it to matter, but we'll have to see. Pace truck does pull in here, going to enter the Echo Park restart zone. As if he wants to go, he can go now. Doesn't get a blazing start like he did before, but he does get a pretty decent restart. So we'll just have to see if that can hold for 14 laps or if that tire difference will be enough. He's going to have to hope this 18 and this 10 battle each other pretty hard. I don't... Ooh.
Big blocks now starting to happen.
That 18 got around the 10. What can they do here? You're just going to pass it off here a little bit. 13 to go. That 18 will look to the inside of Leach, and the tires are not going to hold up on Leach here unless you fight. You got to put it on his door.
Yeah.
Be one of the most annoying drivers in the world. Put it on the door of this car below you.
Yeah, definitely. You want to try to pinch him the best you can. Stop his momentum coming out of these corners, because that's what's absolutely going to skyrocket Veeken right in front of Leach. But as of right now, Leach is holding pretty strong on the outside here. And I think it's because of that momentum you get on the outside, as you see him now pinching Veeken down to the inside. This is what's probably going to make it. We have trouble here on the stretch.
wrecking
Oh,
behind. That's a
that
kind
would
of a
be
blessing for.
Sean Burke.
That's actually going to work out better for Leach. That front end's gone. Whoever wants that for a souvenir can go and find it. So what happened with Burke? We saw it out of the corner.
Brandon San Filippo.
I just feel like
Hmm.
I don't know if Burke knew he was there.
Yeah. I
I,
mean, he was obviously there. Um, but
I don't know. I don't really.
I can't.
Uh,
Um,
Brandon came up the track just a little bit. I don't feel like that's not malicious at all. He just
no, that's
I,
just
I think he's
tight
expecting this.
racing.
Yeah, I feel like he's expecting that 93 did have a lot of room to the outside too. I think he's expecting that
Yeah,
93 to go up further.
just a little bit. Yeah.
He backs it in.
Man, I remember that's the same area that Jeff Gordon hit on
That
the back straightaway.
that was literally the exact same thing I was thinking because I was a Gordon. I was a Gordon fan, but I didn't watch him that much growing up until probably like 2010 ish. But no, that's where he hit and messed up his back for the rest of his career. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, I've been a Gordon fan since like '93 when he first started in the Cup Series. Uh, just sat down and my dad was like, "All right, who's your favorite driver?" And I was like, "I like that colorful car," and well, that's the one. And that's the one that I stuck with.
Yeah, that was. I got to see him win twice in person. I got to see him win, but both times were at Martinsville too. I got to see his last win when they were. I've
Nice.
never seen a crowd cheer more than when Kenza took out Logano. That was
Oh
amazing. That
yeah.
was absolutely everyone was cheering. There was no boos when Kenza got out of the car. Everyone's cheering when Logano got out of the car. It was boos everywhere. That is the best sports moment I have ever been a part of. How old was I? I was either 11 or 12 at the time at that race.
Oh my God, you're making me feel old.
Well, I'm 22 now, so old enough to
Well, I'm
drink.
37, so
So you were
you're
born
making me feel old.
So you were born 1988,
89.
89. That's close enough.
Yeah.
1 year off.
Brandon San Filippo, he will be getting a EOL for the cause of that incident.
I was gonna say I feel like that one's a no brainer. Again, there was no malicious intent on that though.
Yeah. Yeah, he even questioned it. He was like, "Did I move up?" And Chantel said, "Yes, you moved up just enough to get into the back bumper or to the corner panel and turn him in." Just on very, just that's just very unfortunate circumstance there. So
Yeah, he's not realizing that somebody's there. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna go up towards a wall, but he didn't go up towards the wall, and it's kind of like, well, you got to be kidding me.
right, right. I personally feel that's one of those like, dang if you do, dang if you don't moments.
But lights are off. My nose. I'm so tired of being so tired of my nose draining all the time. Lights are off, so they'll get the green flag this time by.
And we got what is it, 9 laps to go this time by, I believe, 8 laps.
I'm
This
not
is gonna
sure.
be
We'll have
good.
to see when they get the green flag. Pace truck
All
does
right.
pull in here. Green flag is back in there. We are back underway.
Lake Beacon just can't get that number 18 wound up at the start of these restarts. And now he's being challenged hard by Kirby Wainscott in that number 10 as they battle it off turn number 2. Side by side now down the back straightaway for that second spot. Beacon way up high. He's trying to keep that black pink number 18 in front of that Racers Elite number 10 machine as they exit turn number 4 with Connor Leach. He's happy with all this because now with these guys battling back here, he's able to open up his lead here. But yeah, these two are just duking it out back here, and they're kind of holding up that 52 and 36 directly behind them. So one of these drivers are going to have to concede here soon. And before I think these drivers behind him will have to make a choice for him.
Leach is going to have to hope that Wayne Scott and Viking just battle it out, side draft each other, slow each other down. What Leach can do here. Oh, there they go behind. Trying to get to the wreck.
Involved here. Is that
going 4 wide? The 89 is
the 98 involved in this one?
22. Yeah, Teft just gets nabbed on the inside. I feel like if I'm gonna go from the eyes with Chantel here, I feel like this will be the 22's fault. The reason I say that is I feel like the 89, the 89 at this point, I feel like he's pretty much established that he's gonna run this white line. He's not gonna move off it.
Right.
And then Biddy comes up like he's gonna just. What I think Biddy's expecting though is that he's thinking this 89 is gonna fall up and go towards that 24, so he's not so straight in the corner, but he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
So again, that's just a racing incident, but if I had to put blame, it'd probably be on the 22.
Yep. And you are absolutely right. The 22 will get an EOL for this one. Man. We may
I think this will take us to a Green-White-Checkered.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out if it's going to be a natural, which I think it's going to be.
It may.
Because if they get the 2 to go now, and there's working lap 31, or lap 30 now, 31 next time by. Yep, so it's going to be a natural green-white.
Makes sense. Noses. I'm so tired of this nose, man.
Is it allergies?
I had a sore throat like a week ago, and then it went to my ears, and then went to my nose, and it's like it's draining, but it's like it's just annoying. It's not allergies. I'm not allergic to anything. See what's going to happen here with this natural green-white checkered. But we'll go on mute here. We'll unmute before they go back green. Race truck getting ready to pull in here. Leach and Beacon. Beacon's got to hope he can get a good launch. Leach is hoping that he doesn't get a good launch because he does not want that to happen. Race truck is going to pull in. Green-White-Checkered attempt here. Natural one, though, so they do have some left in the bank if they need them. They're in the restart zone here. The 7-1's going to roll it. He's going to not get a great restart. Wayne Scott going to be a little bit closer than I would like if I was a leader. See what Beacon can do. Leach is going to have to hope. Oh, Wayne Scott has a clear path ahead of him. This is Leach's sitting duck here. He is not going to get this win. It's probably going to be, honestly, the second place car. He's going to have to block as hard as he can. Wayne Scott to the inside. All right, Leach, you got to lay it on his door. You got to hope this 52 goes with you down the front stretch, to be honest with you. If he doesn't, then you're a sitting duck. As he'll go with them here. So Leach has to hold him off, and he does. He's going to have to roll it. Wayne Scott not able to... Oh, he's got to the quarter panel. Side by side down the backstretch for these two. Almost wrecking behind. They're going to save it, though. Leach, Wayne Scott down in 3 and 4 on the door, leaning on each other. Wayne Scott sends Leach up the track with a door tap. Wayne Scott trying to take home the win, and it looks like he will. Leach will hold on for third, I think. Luttrell's second, as they're about wrecking behind him. I don't know how they didn't have like 3 or 4 cautions there, but Wayne Scott will take home the win.
Yeah, they definitely wrecked about 5 times there on that last race, or on that last lap there. I don't know how they all kept it nice and straight.
Oh, here we go. It's not gonna be a happy driver. Oh, looks like he's just gonna give him a bump tap. Watch Wayne Scott do his burnout here.
So wake up time is 7:30.
Looks like he'll be done with his burnout here. So let me pull up the finishing order. We'll bring in the top 3 drivers. Let me pull off that from Discord. We'll bring in Connor Leach, the 3rd place driver. Hey, Connor, this is Bryson, Mike in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Hey, I got you.
Man, so you're just not able to hold on there at the end, and you come home third. You know, what was going through your head, you know, the final 2 restarts? Because you were down on tires, so it was going to be hard to begin with.
Honestly, like going through my head, it was like, yeah, keep breaking out these yellows, because I mean, being a leader, you definitely have a bit of an advantage off the start. And I was like, yeah, keep breaking out the yellows, and we got to a natural green-white-checkered. Oh, yeah, but got a natural green-white-checkered there, and it's like, oh yeah, this should be fine. And I mean, it was a good race. I mean, Kirby, he came in, he doored me up the track a little bit there at the end, which, yeah, is what it is. I mean, it's hard racing, going for a win. It's not like there's points or anything going on. And yeah, I mean, it was a fun race. I was definitely screwed for a little bit there when a lot of the pack pit. I think around lap 40 or 50 or something, and I knew they could get to the end with one more stop, and I was not one of those guys, and ended up came in and pit and came back out. And by the time those guys did do their pit stop under green, I think I inherited the lead or close to it, and then a yellow came out, which really saved me. I probably would have been down in the
only other
probably a lap down, and
the 7 of Chris,
if not worse, if that yellow didn't come out. But it was a fun race. I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And Kirby, I mean, yeah, you're going for a win. He's got to do what he's got to do. I get it.
Yeah, it was an interesting finish there at the end. I didn't know if you're going to be able to hold on. I mean, At the end, you have to lay on somebody's door. I mean, you both have to be door to door. You have to do it because that's really the only shot that you have of winning because your tires are going to be shot anyway. He's just got the tire advantage on you, so I mean, that's just hard racing there. But how was the racing overall? Because it seemed like it was, they had some certain stints that they were pretty good, and some other times it was kind of caution filled there.
Yeah, I mean the racing altogether was really good. I really like Las Vegas. Like I'm not really much of a mile and a half guy, but Vegas with the bumps in turn one and two, it makes it a little more exciting. And then three and four is just a whole different animal than one and two, which is fun. I like kind of two ends of the track being very different. But I thought the racing was pretty good. It was hard to pass. Like if you could get the lead and use that dirty air to the guys behind you and have that clean air on your nose. It was not easy, but like it was you felt comfortable staying in the lead. But as soon as anyone would get next to you or close to you or up on your rear bumper and take the air off your spoiler, it really loosened things up and made it exciting. I mean, I know when I was kind of further back in the pack, it was just felt super tight and just thing wouldn't turn, would do anything you wanted to do. Um, but there were also moments where I was coming through a lot of the field on fresh tires, and I will say I just want to give a shout out to all the guys that were racing. Like they were really respectful and like, hey, here's a guy coming on fresh tires. Let's give it a little room. And especially on one of the restarts, I put tires on, and a lot of guys didn't, and made a lot of three wide moves through the middle, and luckily got away with it. But yeah, I thought the racing was good. It was fun. I don't know what it looked like watching it because kind of seemed like once a guy would get to the lead with decent tires, it was pretty hard to pass him, but it was fun.
It definitely seemed like it was. Well, before I let you go, is anybody you want to thank anybody or any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
I just want to shout out to Andrew for doing all this. Like he's got so much going on with all these races he does throughout the week, on the weekends, all the time, all the seasons he's got going on. One of these days, I got to join one of these seasons if my work schedule will permit it. But yeah, that and then you guys for putting broadcast on Six Speed Shop on the back of the truck. There's a fella I know. He's taught me a whole hell of a lot about turning left and going fast, and he's good. And Nick Beatty Designs for wrapping the car, and yeah, that's about it.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good job coming home third tonight, man.
All right, thank you.
Connor Leach, the second place or third place driver. We will bring in the second place driver and Stephen Luttrell. Hey, Stephen, this is Bryson and Mike in the booth. Got a copy, man?
I sure do, guys. What's up?
Man, so you come home second, you qualified 11th, and how did the race go for you overall? Then what was going through your head there at the end?
Well, they're at the last 30 laps. Can we please stop wrecking people? But I don't know what was going on back there. But yeah, I'm just ecstatic with second here tonight. I love this racetrack, but I was easily a fourth, fifth, sixth place car today, but looked into it and was in the right place at the right time. Come home P2, I'll take it.
Yeah, so what was going through your head on that final restart? Because I feel like that was kind of a situation's like, I don't even know what's going to happen here.
Yeah, the last couple of restarts, the 18 just didn't get through the gears as fast as I could, so he was kinda holding me up going into 1 and 2, and that last restart, I need to either push him through the corner here or find a way to get underneath him, and lucky enough, a hole opened up underneath, and I just was able to go around him then.
Yeah, it does feel like most of the time it's a game of luck. Like you really don't know what's going to happen. But what? How was the racing from your point of view? I know towards the end, but it was kind of a caution fest. But how did it go? Overall.
Well, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I love racing around all these guys. You can race door to door, bumper to bumper with everybody here, and everybody will race you clean. I mean, incidents happen, but nobody does anything intentional. So, just if you get turned or door slammed by somebody, just remember that they didn't mean to, and it probably wasn't as bad as it seemed while you're in the cockpit. But no, this is a lot of fun. I really like this racetrack, and that was a fun race.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Of course, I just got to say thanks to mom and dad, my wife, and my kids, and my grandson, who might be watching right now. But yeah, that's it.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good job coming home second tonight.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Stephen Luttrell is second place driver. We will bring in the race winner and Kirby Wainscott. Hey, Kirby, this is Bryce and Mike in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Man, so you come home with the win there. What was going through your head that final restart, especially because it was going to be close there?
Get us to the white flag. I wanted to get to the white flag so bad. I didn't want, because that was a natural green white checker, and we still had potentially up to 3 more. So I'm like, please just let us get to the white flag, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, so you had the tire advantage there. Did you think you had time to get to um Leach? Like, what was going through your head? Because it was going to be close. I felt like the whole entire time.
Yeah, I knew I had the tire advantage. I wasn't sure with all the cautions how much of an advantage I was gonna have, because we just kept going, restarting, kept going, restarting. But I was actually kind of surprised I got as good of a run as I did on the backstretch, and I knew if I didn't take that run, then I might not get another chance. So, thankfully, I went down there and I just gassed it and it held, and then we stayed side by side all the way until turn 3, and I wasn't sure how much contact we made going into 3, and I knew I didn't want to go all the way down to the line, and I didn't want him to be able to have the ability to pinch me down there and not let me get off the corner. So I stayed a couple lanes higher than I normally did, and I was able to come away with a win.
So how was the racing from your point of view? Because it doesn't seem like it was bad. I mean, I know towards the end there was a pretty big amount of cautions, but it seemed like it was pretty decent.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. These trucks can get sideways really quick. So if somebody gets right behind you, you have got to you've got to concentrate and pay attention to what you're doing. But you could definitely get some really good runs, and tires were a huge advantage. I know that one long green flag run we had, I took. I think I was telling Steven Luttrell, I think Chris, we all took tires, and they did a whole lot better job getting through the field than I did. But that's how I got my track position. I took the tires and was able to get up there to the front, and then we just started having all the cautions at the end, which is to be expected. When you got less than 20 laps to go, everybody's not gonna give at that point.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is anybody you want to thank out? Or anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching here tonight?
Yeah, first of all, a shout out to you guys in the booth. I always enjoy going back and watching the broadcast. You guys do a great job. And give a shout out to all the guys I was up there battling with. Connor, I was able to get in front of Blake there on that that last restart, which was a huge advantage. And give a shout out to Kinsley Smith. He didn't make it tonight, but he's the one that does all the paints on my trucks and my all my cars that I drive. So shout out to him, KS Designs, and to Andrew and everybody in this league. This is such a fun league, and I mean, not just as far as just racing everybody on the track. Like I had a question about buying a new PC, and I had several guys
Including
private
me.
message, private message me, but not in the nick of time.
Yeah, literally as
But
soon as I sent that text, you posted the photo. I was like, why did I even say anything?
No, but like that is why I love this group and these guys. I mean, sometimes we're gonna get mad at each other out there on the track. That shit's gonna happen. Whoop, that stuff's gonna happen. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I had a question and several guys stepped up and helped me out, and now I'm rocking a new PC, and look at me, I'm out here winning races I shouldn't be winning.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good job coming home with the win tonight.
Thank you, appreciate it, guys.
Kirby Wayne Scott, the race winner. Top 10, Wayne Scott, Luttrell, Leach, Rapp, Norton, Biker. How do you say his last name? Viken? I think so. Yeah, Viken.
Yeah, Blake Beacon. Yep.
Stouffer, Burks, Sanfilippo, and Hoke. Not a bad race overall. That was pretty interesting. We had some runs where guys were side by side, swapping some paint. It was pretty fun overall, but I'm not going to keep y'all here any longer. I also have work in the morning. Yay, I hate my job. But hopefully I will see you all here soon again.